The polished glass doors slid open, their sound a soft whisper against the sterile hum of the air conditioning. Sunlight flooded the luxury car showroom, making the chrome bumpers and marble floors gleam with an expensive light. The air smelled of new leather and quiet power. Salesmen in sharp, dark suits moved like sharks between vehicles worth more than houses. Everything was perfect until she walked in. A young black woman, maybe in her mid-20s, wearing a simple faded cotton dress that looked out of place in this temple of wealth. Her steps were quiet on the polished tile. Before we continue, tell us where in the world you are watching from. Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoy this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful content like this. Two of the salesmen immediately exchanged a look, a shared smirk of arrogance. One of them, taller and with a cruel glint in his eye, stepped forward. "Lost, sweetheart? The thrift store is on the other side of town," he said, his voice dripping with condescension. The other salesman laughed, a short, ugly sound. The woman said nothing, her silence a stark contrast to their loud mockery. She moved toward a sleek black sports car, her hand clutching her small handbag. The taller salesman followed, and without warning, he reached out and tugged at the hem of her dress, lifting it slightly for the few nearby customers to see. A collective gasp quickly smothered. She pulled her dress back down, her cheeks burning with a deep, painful heat. "Maybe she wants to pay with food stamps," the second one sneered, his words sharp enough to cut. The woman's composure finally cracked. Her handbag slipped from her grasp, spilling its contents across the floor. A tube of lipstick, a few receipts, and a small photograph. It landed face up, showing a smiling little girl with bright eyes. The taller salesman stepped forward, deliberately planting his polished leather shoe directly onto the photo, grinding it into the floor. The crunch of the paper was a sound of pure violation. She knelt, her hands trembling as she picked up the ruined image of her late sister. Her father's words echoed in her mind, a memory of strength. "Never let them strip your dignity. What would you do?" She stood up slowly, the crumpled photo held tight in her fist. The air in the showroom had grown thick and heavy. The laughter had died, replaced by an uneasy silence. The woman's eyes, once downcast, were now locked onto the two salesmen. There was no fear in them, only a calm, cold fire. "You want to see what I have to pay with?" she asked, her voice quiet, but carrying an undeniable weight that cut through the entire room. She walked not to the exit, but to the dealership's most prized vehicle, a magnificent sedan displayed on a raised platform in the center of the floor. With deliberate grace, she placed her worn handbag on its hood and pulled out a sleek black leather folder. Embossed in silver on the cover were two words, Zenith Group. The salesman exchanged a nervous glance. Everyone knew that name. It was the massive corporation that owned every single Apex automotive dealership in the country. "Cute trick," the taller one said, his voice lacking its earlier confidence. "Fake documents won't get you a car." She didn't answer. She simply flipped the folder open, revealing a series of official contracts. Her name was printed at the top in elegant, bold letters. "I'm not here to buy a car," she stated, her voice ringing with clarity and authority. "I'm here to conduct a performance review of my dealership. As of last week, I am the new CEO of the company that owns this place." A wave of shock rippled through the onlookers. The general manager came sprinting from his office, his face pale with panic. "Ms. Hayes, I am so sorry. I had no idea." She ignored him completely, her gaze fixed on the two men who had tormented her. "You mock the woman who signed your paychecks. You are both fired, effective immediately." She then pointed a steady finger at the crumpled photo still on the floor near their feet. "Pick it up." They bent down, their expensive suits wrinkling as they knelt in humiliation, and handed it back to her. She took the photo, smoothed it out gently, and walked toward the glass doors, her dignity intact, leaving them stripped of theirs.